This was all about Paul Skenes. Pirates able to get the win in that matchup, but take a look at some of the statistics for Skenes today. I know we showed you a lot of fastballs, a lot of strikeouts. We're going to discuss it in a minute, but Skenes becomes the first player in the modern era with 6 or more innings pitched, no hits, and 10 strikeouts in one of his first 2 career starts. The only pitcher with that stat line through 6 innings of any MLB game this season. And it's the 4th time in MLB history that a rookie has gone at least 6 innings without allowing a hit and striking out 10 or more in a start. Good stuff for Paul Skenes. Let's go ahead and welcome in our MLB reporter, Matt Snyder. Matt, there was a lot of strikeouts. They were moving fast there as I was trying to keep up as well. He gave us a lot of material to work with today. Now, when we spoke last week after his debut, you gave him a B+ or so after watching what he did against the Cubs. Now that you've seen what he did against the Cubs on the road today, what's his grade?
I mean, that's A++, you know, as many pluses as we can get on there. Yeah, when we talked about it, and I talked about this with Brandon this morning, one of the things that stuck out to me from that outing last week was his command was off. Even in the strike zone, he was missing his spots. Today, he wasn't really missing his spots. And oh my goodness, the stuff, it's just off the charts ridiculous. His 100-mile-per-hour four-seamer actually is moving. You can see it running away from left-handed hitters. Usually when it's up over 100, it's pretty straight. But he's got run on that, and he's got his sinker going 95, his sliders going high 80s. It was just mesmerizing stuff today, and that's what kind of honestly what I was expecting last week, and maybe that's why I was a little disappointed. Even though B+ is a pretty darn good grade, it was like this was no first start jitters anymore. This was exactly what he can be, and holy cow, it's the sky is the limit. We use that phrase a lot, but this is how good he can be on a day in, day out basis. Every time he takes the ball, his stuff is that good. Major league hitters, they aren't used to seeing 100 miles per hour that runs. It runs away from the lefties and runs in on the righties. As I said, they're not used to seeing that. And the Cubs just saw him. Usually when you have a quick turnaround, it's easier to hit the starting pitcher because you just saw his stuff. You know what it looks like. It got way worse today because you had everything working. And they just saw it. So that's how good he was.
Yeah, it's funny that you bring that up, too, because when we're talking about these seasoned veterans playing baseball against a rookie in his 2nd game, those pitches are coming so fast that I'm not surprised at how much they struggled, the Cubs did against him. We have here in our notes 23 swings and misses in this start from Skenes, so it's obviously incredible. Now, of course, when we talked last week, he went 4 innings. Today, he went 6 through 100 pitches on the dot. And I know one thing we discussed was the focus on sort of slowly integrating him and slowly building up his progressions through the minors and then into the majors. Now that the Pirates have seen what he is capable of, like throughout an entire game like that, going 6, how much should we expect to see Skenes going forward?
This is probably about the limit that they have for him, although I will say I was encouraged to see him get to 100. I actually thought he was going to be done after 5, and he came out for the 6th inning. He got through that inning again without giving up a hit and getting some more strikeouts. To get to 100 pitches, I was pretty encouraged, as I said, because he's only been in the 80s. It was 84 last time out, and they started him in the 40s, and they worked him up slowly in AAA. 84 in his first major league start. I assumed he would be 85 to 90 in this one. So to see him get up to 100, I don't think it was just because he had a no-hitter going, because he was never going to be able to finish that anyway. I mean, he was going to have to throw 130, 135 pitches to complete a no-hitter, and there's no way they were going to let him do that. So I think that this illustrates that they had a plan for him to go to around 100, 6 innings and 100 pitches. And I like that they kind of loosened the belt a little bit there and let him get up to 100 instead of cutting him off around 90. It was nice to see him get to 100. I don't think they're going to let him get much deeper than 100 pitches moving forward. That's probably going to be kind of a soft cap for the rest of the year. If I had to guess, maybe we'll see 105. I don't even think we'll see him get to 110, but around 100 pretty much every start. I think that's a decent point where they have drawn the line in the sand.
He turns 22 next Wednesday, making him the first Pittsburgh pitcher since Sean Burnett in 2004 to make multiple starts before his 22nd birthday. Meanwhile, Matt, I am knocking on the door of 30 and have a hard time getting out of bed. So that's just how good Paul Skenes is. Thank you so much, Matt, for hopping in to discuss the second game for Paul Skenes in his career. Amazing stuff from Skenes. I'm sure we will have plenty more to watch as his young career gets going. So it's a win for him and the Pirates as his game becomes the first victory of his young career. Elsewhere in the MLB, though, here's what you got on the docket. We will see the Dodgers and the Reds late game at 10:10. You also got the Yankees and the White Sox. Sox might be streaking. Plenty of action coming your way from the Diamond.